Welcome to the party pack. I totally forgot. I don't even have my hair on or anything. Hold on. See, I'm so excited for I'm so excited for about what we're trying to do because we got a new idea, but we haven't quite figured out how we're gonna work it. So we're figuring that out as we speak. So I forgot my hair, because because I forgot my hair. Because I'm very interested in getting this thing done because I think this thing will be beneficial for everybody. But I oh, it took a while longer than 5 minutes. It was 8 minutes. I think I missed my opportunity. But in my defense, oh, there's Miss Muddy. Can you hear me on YouTube? Well, can you not hear me on YouTube? I'm not even watching YouTube. Hold on. Let's even see if this is even going to work. Hold on. Hold on. My window. Okay. I am live. I should be live. It said I'm live. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. I got you all the way turned up. Huh. Let me check YouTube real quick. Okay. Okay, talk. Okay, I'm thinking I can hear you. Yep, we can hear you on the YouTube. Okay. Hey, Ricky, can you hear us? Can you hear Miss? Turn the thing off. Turn your YouTube volume down. It's an echo. Can you hear Miss Mud Duck when she talks? Go ahead and talk, Miss Mud Duck. Can you hear Miss Muddy, Ricky? I can hear you. Ricky says no. Yeah, Muddy, your volume is really low. Okay, Miss Mudduck, can you hear me? Did you say no? Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. You don't sound so low. What about now, Ricky? Well, you sound high now. She's extremely quiet. Damn. Yeah, yeah. Now ask Ricky. You sound really good to me. You sound really good. Huh. Yeah, you sound. Do you sound higher, louder? Yeah. All right. So, all right. Yeah, that's perfect. It's better. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to finish this intro. I'm going to finish this intro. So, what we are doing today, right now, is we are reading the book of Ezekiel, well, the prophecy of Ezekiel. And I'm taking notes so I can remember what the fuck is happening. So that's going to be great. So come this way. We don't have coffee, but we have Johnny Depp mega pints of soda. So we are starting over Ezekiel because Miss Muddy is gonna, well, she's gonna help me figure out what the hell is happening. So introduce yourself, Miss Muddy. Did she not hear me? Miss Muddy? Yes. Okay. So we are going, actually, we're going to read about Ezekiel, where he came from, and what part of the timeline he was in when he was writing this book. So it's like 3 paragraphs long. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. Oh, where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Miss Muddy, are you listening on YouTube or on Discord? Okay. Okay. So we're going to read. What is it? Okay. So now we're going to read about who this guy is, what he's doing, when was he, and why was he. We might not get as far as the why was he, but we can just hope to look forward to a why was he. But I'm sure we'll find out much more than why. Damn it. I forgot to get paper and a pen. No, it's right there. I just didn't bring it. All right. Pardon me for not being prepared. 1 second. Okay, here I am. Sorry. Sorry, don't get too fed up with me. Okay. And, well, get out of the yellow chair because we're building a character sheet. Like this is Dungeons and Dragons or something. Okay. So, this is about Ezekiel, the man who's writing this book or narrating this book. I can hear some words, but not others. Okay, Ricky, we'll try to figure this out, but we gotta stick with this for right now. In 622 BC, the book of the law was found in the house of the Lord. When it was brought to King Josiah, he wept, for he saw the awfulness of these terrible of Judah's sin, and knew that God's wrath had turned against them. Although Josiah was determined that Judah would walk after the Lord and keep the commandments, the prophetess Huldah told him that after his death, God would have to bring judgment to Judah, for they had forsaken God and burned incense to other gods. This was in Kings, and this little king face, he was so young, but he was real upset. Yeah. But it continues. God's judgment on Judah began with King Josiah. Tried to stop Necho, the king of Egypt, on his way to Carchemish on the Euphrates in 609 BC. Necho killed Josiah in the plain of Megiddo. Yeah, that was some shiesty ass shit. Wait till we get to it. That was shiesty as fuck. Little dude had no idea anyway. Then 4 years later, in 605, Necho was defeated at Carchemish by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Yeah, just wait. It is a whole fucking thing. Babylon. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Wait till we get there. Ezekiel was 18 years old when a handful of the nobles and princes were captured. When a handful of the nobles and princes were captured by Nebuchadnezzar and taken them from Judah to Babylon. This is a whole fucking thing. Look, I got my feelings about this. And when we get there, if we ever get there, I'll tell you all about it. Among them was a 15-year-old boy named Daniel and his 3 friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. But they were named something else. No. And be nice, butthole. Can I have a hug? I'll turn my camera off. Okay, his 3 friends. These are their real names. But when we get into the story, they get changed. And then I don't know why they get changed. There's some stupid reason. But then they go by the fake names the rest of the story. Okay. Ezekiel, however, was left behind. At age 30, he would be eligible for the priesthood and would spend his life in service to the God at the temple at Jerusalem. Or so it seemed. Dun, dun, dun. What do you think so far, Miss Muddy? Yeah, I'm going to be anti-preaching. It's going to be so great. Do you remember what the 3 names were? Daniel's friends, they were given new names by the king because they didn't want him to be Jew or something. I don't remember either. But for some reason it's important. So when it happens, I'll remember to tell you. Okay. For over 10 years, things were relatively quiet in Judah. The prophets were bringing good news, prophesying peace. The people loved it and continued to sin. Only one lovely voice disturbed their peace. It was the voice of Jeremiah. I don't remember that happening. Well, I've only read the book of Jeremiah once, but I remember it not being a very big deal. He would always talk shit, but nobody made a big deal about it. I don't remember. Okay. Then Jehoiakim, king of Judah, rebelled against Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, he really does. It is the whole thing. When Jehoiakim died, Jehoiakim became king. Nebuchadnezzar once again besieged Jerusalem. This time, 10,000 people were taken captive into Babylon, and Ezekiel, who would soon been eligible for priesthood, was among them. Never again would he see Jewland or the temple where he was to serve. Both would be destroyed in 586 BC. But But Ezekiel would gather in another temple and another Jerusalem, one which would be called Jehovah Shammah. The Lord is here. At age 30, Ezekiel had a vision. Yeah, that's all we know about that. Who, what, when, why, and where. Yeah, I don't know. But just wait a second. Okay. Ezekiel would see another temple and another Jerusalem, one which would be called Jehovah Shammah. So when they're talking about a new Jerusalem, that's going to be a place where all these terrible ass people congregate after something terrible happens to them. It's not going to be like God picks Utah. It's going to be literally where these people find safety once they get the reckoning that's coming and due to them. That's my theory. What do you think, Miss Muddy? Yeah, he's going to come in and yell at all of them for being turning away from God. And he's going to put them somewhere else. And where they end up, they'll call the New Jerusalem. Well, welcome back, Ricky. We are about to get into chapter 1 right now. But Miss Muddy, what do you think so far? With the introduction? Yeah, well, like, do you remember reading about any of this or when we read about it last time? Although I don't think we got that far because it was coming up shortly after, so never mind. But what do you know about Ezekiel before we get into this? Like, what do you know about? I know that he had visions that he thought were visions, but it was probably the Lord coming to him. But he didn't know how to explain to people at that time, yeah, I talked to God. So he explained it in a different way with the bright, shining light. I think, I think, I think you're right, but also I think God the first was God the first for so long that maybe he figured out how to take on a human form, although because God the second actually had to become a human in order to do it. And I think in this first vision, he might be um he might be getting a vision from before time, and maybe like as we go along, it'll it'll tell the story from God to God. And I think, and I know you're like rolling your eyes like there's only one God. No, there's three of them that are written about in this book. There's an ancient God, which is God the first, and then there's regular God, which is God the second, and then there's Jesus, which is God the third. So, like, as we go through this, I think it's going to go through the timelines of God because this is a prophecy, actual, like a whole prophecy, and not like Revelations or like Exodus when you're only getting bits of pieces. And also, another thing to keep in mind in Exodus, when Moses is on the mountain, God is like extra large because he puts his hand over Moses' face while he turns around and then he moons Moses. So God the second is humongous. So what it yeah. That yeah. But the thing is there is because we've heard about it in the north. There is an ancient God, and they threw him in a box, like in Revelation. They put him in a box, and I think that's God the first. And a lot of these prophecies seem like it's before time. Like this is stuff that happened first. But again, that's just my thought, and I would love to know what anybody else thinks. And even you, Miss Muddy, like, I don't know. I don't know, Miss Muddy. Yeah, but you know what? Abraham is from the land of the Chaldeans, and this starts in the land of the Chaldeans. So it just might just be second God, God number two, God the second. Hmm. Because he starts out in the land of the Chaldeans, just like Abe did. Now, it came about in the 13th year on the 5th of July. Now, their first month is April. So we're counting from their first month, 4 months after that. So it's April, May, June, July. So it's July 5th, 0013. While I was by the river Chabar among the exiles, the heavens opened and I saw visions of God. Okay, so he does tell them right now, this is from God. And I forgot, and I just read it. They're in exile. So this would be in the land of the Chaldeans. There's something wrong with me. Okay, okay. I saw visions of God on the 5th of the month in the 5th year of Joachim's exile. Okay, so Right. Okay. So here we go. Verse 3. The word of the Lord came expressly to Ezekiel the priest, son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Kabar. And there the hand of the Lord came upon him. Okay, so he's narrating this part now. See? Oh no. Okay. And he's speaking about himself in third person right here, explaining who he is. Got it. That's okay. And as I looked, behold, a storm wind was coming from the north, a great cloud was flashing forth continually, and a bright light around it, and in its midst. So all around this motherfucker was something like glowing metal in the midst of fire. And within it, there were figures. There were figures resembling the four living beings, and this was their appearance. They had human form. Wait. Each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings, and their legs were straight, and their feet were like a calf's hoof, and they gleamed like burnished bronze. Man, this is fucking wild. This is wild, ain't it, Miss Muddy? What would they even look like? How, like, yeah, but I always visualize them stuck together. Oh, yeah, I figured God rode piggyback on these things. Okay. Okay. So that's God's suitcase chair. So this would be God's tour bus. It would be an aeroplane. Yeah. That would be a wild ass spaceship. Okay. 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 Under their wings, on their 4 sides, were human hands, as for the faces and wings of the 4 of them. Their wings touched one another. Their faces did not turn when they moved. Each went straight forward. As for the form of their faces, each had the face of a man. All had the face of a lion on the right, the face of a bull on the left, and all four had the face of an eagle. So this would be like the four, like the four. I wouldn't even know how to explain it. Well, if this is God's chariot, these would be those post things. And then the wings would be, hold on, I don't have a pen. Right. Okay. I don't know if you can see me or not. You can't even see me. All right, hold on. Let me. There you go. There, I fixed that. Okay, so let me tell you. Okay, there's four little post things right here, right? You can't even see it, but there's four little post things. And then they got their wings touching, so both the sides would be touching, so it would make it enclosed, right? And then, so on each post, a different face would be visible. Like one would be a bull, one would be a lion, one would be a bird, and one would be a human, right? And then you got the little wheels, the little eyeball wheels right there. So pretty much God had an ancient car made of living beings. That's pretty fucking wild. Okay. See, I'm glad we can do things. Miss Muddy, you should always be my co-host. I mean, I'm gonna try to get everybody on a live stream so everybody has a chance to be on a live stream. But I would really love you to do this with me all the time. Okay. So, what number am I on? Okay. And their wings. Okay. And their wings touched on one another, and their faces did not turn when they moved. Each went straight forward. As for the form of their faces, we did this one, right? The face of a man, the lion, the bull, and all four had the face of an eagle. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread out above. Each had two touching another being, and two covering their bodies. Each went straight forward. Wherever the spirits was about to go, they would go without turning as they went. In the midst of the living beings, there was something that looked like burning coals of fire, like torches darting back and forth among the living beings. The fire was bright, and the lightning was flashing from the fire. That's a fucking circuit board. Is it saying heaven's running like a circuit board? Because that's exactly what a circuit board does. It moves without switching directions. And when things, they flash, they make, when they do things. So is it saying heaven's like a circuit board? I would say that the creatures are like a burning coal. Right. Like burning coals of fire, like torches darting back and forth among the living beings. The fire was bright and the lightning was flashing from the fire. That and that also happens in your brain when you're firing off circuits and shit. You can't exactly see it, but I'm sure it's something like a flash of lightning or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, if you got down to it, if you could see it in a microscope, I bet it would be something like that. As your, little thing goes and it hits something and sparks an idea. Something like that, you think? I'm getting too deep. I, uh, I want to know. Okay. And the living beings ran to and fro like bolts of lightning. Now, as I looked at the living beings, behold, there was one wheel on the earth beside the living beings. For each one of the four of them, the appearance of the wheels and their workmanship was like sparkling beryl, and all four of them had the same from their appearance and workmanship, being as if one wheel within another. Whenever they move in any of their four directions without turning as they move. As for their rims, they were lofty and awesome, and the rims of all four of them were full of eyes round about. And whenever the living beings moved, the wheels moved with them. And whenever the living beings rose from the earth, the wheels rose also. Wherever the spirit was about to go, they would go in that direction, and the wheels rose close beside them, for the spirit of the living being was in the wheels. And what's in the wheels? Eyes. Eyes show your spirit. Yeah. And honestly, in the Old Testament, when it's like God changed their spirit, he gave them new eyes and he gets the eyes out of the wheel. That's my personal opinion. And I'll show you when we get there exactly what I'm talking about. So stay tuned. We will get there. But this book is way fun. So we're doing this one. Okay. And whenever they moved the wheels also. Okay. What is it? 21. Okay. Whenever those went, these went. And wherever those stood, these stood. And whenever those arose from the earth, the wheels rose close beside them, for the Spirit was in the wheels. Now, over the heads of the living beings, there was something like an expanse, like the awesome gleam of crystal extended over their heads. This is how God rides piggyback on these things. He's like, "What do you have a good time? We go to piggyback." And he's like, "Go faster, motherfucker." Yeah, that's what he did because I said so. God wants to have fun. God just wants to have fun. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper wrote a song about it. Okay, I'm done. Under the expanse of their wings were stretched out straight, one toward the other. Each one also had two wings covering their bodies on one side and the other. I also heard the sound of their wings, the sound of abundant water as they went, like the voice of the Almighty. Oh, that's Jesus. That's God the Third. That's God the Third. He sounds like running water because God the Second sounds like trumpet, and God the First sounds like rocks or something, is what it said, right? It sounds like rocks. Okay. Tumult, like the sound of the army camp. Whenever they stood still and dropped their wings. And there came a voice from above the expanse that was over their heads. Whenever they stood still, they dropped their wings. Now, above the expanse that was over their heads, there was something resembling a throne, like lapis lazuli in appearance. And on that which assembled a throne, high up was a figure with the appearance of a man. Then I noticed from the appearance of his loins upward was something like glowing metal that looked like a doomsday elbow. It looked like fire all around within it, and from the appearance of his loins downward, I saw something like fire. There was a radiance around him, as the appearance of the rainbow in the clouds on a rainy day. So was the appearance of the surrounding radiance, which was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. Then I saw it and did the face thing and heard a voice speaking. Okay, that's God the Third. That is definitely God the Third. Although it kind of sounds like God the Second, but no, that's definitely God the Third. What do you think, Miss Muddy? Yeah, that really does kind of sound like God the Third, like it's Jesus. Even though he doesn't meet Jesus yet, God the Second has not so far, well, at all, tried to take on the appearance of a man until right. But God here in the Old Testament has never tried to take on a human form. So I think with him saying God is in the human form and he's completely fucking badass, we have never seen God like that in the Old Testament, except for right now, because most of the time he comes in clouds, it like in human shape, but not really because he's a cloud. And then he's also like this big, fucking huge cloud thing that he will not let Moses see. But here in this vision, he's like, God is human form, I think. Because remember in Daniel, they see Jesus playing in the fire. So I think a lot of this sounds like Jesus, but we'll keep reading and see what we come up with at the end. Is it a good idea? Okay. Do you want to? Okay. We'll do chapter 2. It's not that long. Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching. Press like and subscribe and chat in the chat with what you think we're reading about or what you think about what we're reading. Yeah. Okay. Chapter 2. Then he said to me, Son of man. Oh, wait, hold on.
Son of man, stand on your feet that I may speak to you.
And as he spoke to me, the Spirit entered and set me on my feet, and I heard him speaking to me.
Son of man, I'm sending you to these terrible ass God people. They really suck. They don't listen. And their fathers, look, these people fucking suck. And they make me so mad. And I am sending you to them, these people that suck, they're fuckheads. And you tell them, God said, you guys are assholes. And you tell them whether they want you to or not, because they suck. And they will know that a prophet has been among them. And you, son of man, neither feared them nor their word, though thistles and thorns are with you, and you sit on scorpions. Don't listen to them. They suck. I'm with you. But you're going to tell them what I said, and they will either listen or they won't because they suck. Now, you, son of man, I got this pretzel pizza and I am going to give it to you. So open your mouth. Then, what is
happening? Then I looked. Behold, a hand was extended to me with some pretzel pizza. Oh, and it had a scroll on it. And then he spread it before me. It was written on the front and back. Lamentations, mournings, and woe. So, what do you think, Miss Muddy? What does everybody else think?
warn them that Jerusalem was going to fall, but nobody would listen.
Kind of the same as Jonah. Only Ezekiel didn't run from Jonah. Or Ezekiel didn't run from God like Jonah did. But it was the same kind of thing. Listen, you guys suck. Do better. Right?
Yeah. Do better, yeah. Stop sinning.
Yeah, just take a fucking chill pill, man. So, Miss Mud Duck, I got a question. While we're done with this, what do you think of this setup? What do you think about this?
Well, he's going to give his warning, and then later he'll preach hope.
Right.
But he also finds out that Jerusalem falls, so he was right all along.
Yep.
I mean, that's so. I hope you enjoyed tonight's Bible today.
Yeah, we're finally getting it right. But what do you think about the setup that we have going on right now? Like
I don't
how
think I'm loud. We'll have to tweak it because I don't think I'm loud enough.
I can hear you just fine. I don't know.
Okay. I don't want to turn it up too loud because I don't want it to start echoing. So as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
I don't mind this setup at all. I don't mind this get up at all. I mean, it's kind of complicated a little bit, but not really.
It's always going to be a little rough when you first start doing something new, but we'll get the swing of it.
Yeah, and you know what?
I'll be your co-host.
I would love that because at least you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I want to try to give, uh, maybe do something like you be my co-host during the week, and then we'll get one of the other moderators to come on a weekend and something, we can figure it out. But
Yeah, I'll talk to you in Discord about it because, like, on Wednesday will be a no-go for me because we work too late on that night. So if you could find a co-host Wednesday night, that would be cool.
I
So
think
we could fill that day.
Ricky or
If
Neil.
anybody's out there,
I know I asked Ricky if he would do one day with me. I know Neil has been on with me before. But it's kind of nice having you on there with me because you're reading it with me. So you can you kind of know what the hell I'm even reading in the first place. Because I know not a lot of people bring their Bibles, they just want me to read it to them. And I think because I failed having a co host a bunch of times, because I don't ever know what to talk about. But with you reading along with me and discussing it with me while we do this, I think that is the direction I would love to go in.
we'll keep trying and see how it works out.
We're going to be
And then
so
at the end,
famous.
we could just chit chat about whatever, before you end your stream.
Yeah.
Anybody has a question or wants to yell at us or
Right.
come in.
I know Firefly, she reads her Bible along with us when she comes in here. She doesn't come in here a lot anymore. But I know
She's working a lot. She is. I talked to her today. She's working a lot.
yeah, that man, poor Firefly. She told me the other day what happened to her. I was like, oh man, that shit sucks.
We won't talk about that online.
Yeah, no. I feel so bad for her though. Um,
I will tell you though.
you
My
did what?
girlfriend has been staying from the state.
Yeah.
She got her power on. She's hooked up. She is out with a friend right now, listening to some live music, and I think she's just about out of the guest room.
Cool.
She might, like, I don't even know if she'll come back here tonight or she'll go over to her new place.
Was it
I'm
inside
assuming
the
she'll probably.
was it inside the camper?
Pardon?
Was the cord inside the
No.
camper?
She had to go buy a new cord and it was $350.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
But she's got power, she's got water, she's everything's hooked up on her property now.
good. Good. Now you got some peace of mind. Awesome.
Oh, the hubby is happy.
I bet he is.
His house back.
That's so funny.
But he's been really sweet. It's not been no trouble. It's just been 30 days. So, like you think it's gonna be a week or two and it turns into a month and it's just you want your house back. But that's it. There's nothing else. We're besties.
Man, I am so happy for you. I am because that means I get to have you back.
Yeah. Sure, I can explain to everybody. I am modding a chat. Leave me alone.
I'm so happy to have you back. And you do a lot more than mod this chat. Technically, you moderate me, and you don't even
Keep
have
you
to.
from trolling yourself.
That is a very hard thing for me to do, but I've been trying to do it. Even at home, it's been really nice here because I haven't been all freaking out over dumb shit. So that's
How's
cool.
the weather?
It's been so nice here.
It was 90 here today
I,
in October. Still 90 degrees out.
it's not climate change, it's season change.
Yep.
It's season
The
change.
grass is still green. I can't believe the grass is still green.
Yeah, it's time for farmers to start learning the new seasons so we don't get fucked on food. Because they're doing that shit on purpose for money. And farmers need to smarten up to it and figure out the new growing seasons because they're going to be different. Because the earth always goes through these stages. And, you know, when I was a kid, uh, I remember hearing something like, uh, we don't have a spring really anymore. We're really not getting a fall anymore. not even a real winter. And that was like fucking 20 years ago. I can only imagine what it's like now. And I'm worried about the food supply. If people aren't getting on this season change thing, we're going to be completely fucked without food because no one knows what's going on. What do you think?
I agree. I live in farm country, and I watch crops get shredded a lot, and it's very sad.
Yep.
The last, I don't like talking about politics, but during the Biden administration, uh, almost every crop across the street from me was planted and then shredded, and the government pays the farmers to do it, cotton and wheat.
Yep. Yep. It's a whole fucking thing.
And being out here in the country where I live, I see it every day. So when it starts coming up in the news, then I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been living this for 3 or 4 years now, where I'm watching it happen in real time with my farming friends that live around me.
It's it's shit. It's shit, and like
I will say one thing: when you see, let's say you have a garden in your backyard, and then you see a post on the internet that says, "Hey, register your garden with us."
nope.
Don't do it. Don't do it because it's the government spying on you.
Yep.
They want to know what you're growing, and if you're growing more than you should be growing, they'll come out and they'll make you do certain things with your crop, buy certain pesticides, and it's a mess. So
Yeah.
just don't register your backyard garden with anything because it's the government spying on us.
Yep. I I tried to grow tomatoes this year, but it didn't work out. I need to plan better uh growing food. I need to take a more active role in trying to grow food. Cause Dustin's mom,
Butternut squash is so good. I love squash. And
yeah,
you can pickle a lot of stuff. You can grow, cucumbers and pickle those. You can grow okra and pickle those. You can can your tomatoes. There's things we could do. You can stock up on tuna fish and, meat, water.
yeah,
I'm not a prepper or anything like that, but, like if for instance, our solar system is kind of in a in a mess right now, and we're getting a lot of energy coming off of the sun. It could mess up satellites. It could mess up energy sources. Um, so you want to have candles. You want to have matches because if our electricity gets zapped, we might not have. You know, you might not be able to run anything. You might not be able to use the generator because it's been zapped by the energy sources. Solar system. Anything could happen. It happened in the 1800s. Everything went down. Everything got fried. You can Google that and look it up.
yeah. I know that I know if that happens, a lot of the people that rely on money will be just like the 1930s. they'll be hugging each other and meeting the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like jumping out of buildings and shit.
Yeah.
And good riddance.
I'm sure it's happening somewhere in the world right now.
In China, they jump out of buildings all the time. Hi,
China
Wheels.
is in an up.
I couldn't think of a better place that deserves all the shit that's happening to them. And China is one of them. Hi, Wheels. Can you hear Miss Muddy?
Hello, Will. Can you hear me? I feel like my volume.
I can hear you really good. Let me turn on my YouTube. Miss Muddy, talk for a minute.
I feel like hey, Will, welcome to the chat. Please like and subscribe to the today study.
Let me turn on my YouTube. Miss Muddy, talk for a minute.
Okay, I can't hear you now. Are you talking?
All right, hold on. Talk again. I can't. I'm having trouble. Hold on. Talk again.
I said, hello, Will, welcome to the chat. Please like the stream.
All right, hold on. Talk again. I can't.
Hello, testing.
I'm having trouble. Hold on. Talk again. Hold on, Miss Muddy.
I said, hello, Will, welcome.
Okay, yeah. I can hear you. You're talking. I can hear you.
Great.
Yep. We're doing good. See, we're doing a good job. Hey, cousin, I didn't even know you were still here. I thought you left. And Wheels, if you go back to the beginning, if you watch this when we're done here in a second, we read Ezekiel, which is the last prophecy book of the Old Testament, I believe. No, it's not. Never mind. It's one of the last prophet books of the Old Testament. And we're reading that. Well, we read the first two chapters and discussed it. And if you have anything to add when you're watching this later, go ahead and put it in the comments, like what you think we got right or what you think we got wrong. It would be so awesome. So, I 3 is pretty long. I think we're going to actually, do you have any final thoughts, Miss Muddy, about what we've read so far? Or what you're looking forward to getting into as we read this?
I'm just looking forward to tomorrow night's study and deep Islam.
Yeah. I want to get, because if I'm not mistaken, there is little cow creatures. They're tiny little cows with wings. They're like Tauruses and they have wings. They sound really cute. And I want to make sure I didn't dream about that because I'm pretty sure that's somewhere in this book where there's little cow creatures with wings. I think they're Tauruses, not exactly cows, but they have wings. Hey, Kelso. Um, do you know what I'm talking about, Miss Muddy?
No, that's the first I've heard of cows with wings. I've heard of pigs flying, but
No. No, they're little tiny cows with wings. I'm telling you. There's an ancient god on a fiery throne, and there's a little cow creature. I'm pretty sure that's this book. If not, I will sit in the yellow chair for the rest of the week. If we get through, if we,
tomorrow's the first day of the week.
well, when we get through Ezekiel, if those two things are not in there, I will sit in the yellow chair for all of Genesis.
Okay.
Because I I'm willing to bet one of my raccoons. That's how serious I am. I will give you one of my raccoons if I'm wrong. Yeah. See, that's how serious I am. Don't get all quiet on me, you guys. But I suppose we are an hour into this, so maybe you're falling asleep at your keyboard. Yep, she's asleep at her keyboard. All right.
I'm thinking about giving you a joke, maybe ending the stream with a joke.
Okay, that'll work.
Why did the Pharaoh let the Hebrews go? Why did the Pharaoh let the Hebrews go? He was in denial.
Oh my God.
What do you call a priest who becomes a preacher?
I don't know.
What do you call a priest who becomes a lawyer?
I don't know what.
What do you call a priest who becomes a father-in-law?
Oh, that is a good
What's
one.
a Christian's favorite shot?
I don't
Holy
know.
water.
Oh, that one. Really? That's a dad joke for days.
Listen, how many Christians does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh my God. I have no idea.
We don't know. They're still standing in a circle praying for the light to come back.
Look, that's a whole thing. That is a whole thing. Man, that is real life. That's real life. All right. So, everybody, are we ready for bed? Are we ready for bed, everybody?
Yeah. Uh-oh. What, Ricky? syndrome is late to work. He is a little child.
Oh my God. Hi, Super.
That's what we should do. End your show with a few little jokes. Christian.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, honestly, I don't know any jokes. Oh, wait, I think
I went to my pastor because I'm addicted to Facebook, and my pastor said, sorry, I don't follow you.
Oh.
Okay, I'm done. I'll stop now.
All right. So, I want to tell everybody good night. It's time to give the pillow some head and the sheets some ass and have the sweetest dreams ever. I love you guys. Good night. Wait, I think. Yeah. It's a good night. Hold on. What'd you say? What'd you say?
Play that outro.
Yeah, I'm playing the outro right now. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute this one. I think. I'm doing something.